Hey tubers, it's Potboys live from the internets, and this is the first episode of Real Stories with Potboys. So tonight we're going to be listening to a caller who is going to describe his first encounters with extraterrestrial aliens. Have a listen in, and please subscribe for future episodes.
Well, the first time, actually it started when I was really young, and I would have basically like waking dreams or night terrors. So, scared several babysitters and relatives with waking up and basically being awake but also being partially asleep, or what it seemed to be, because everything in the room would be basically, there would be an overlay of a jungle. Like I would still be in my room and everything would still be there, but there would be this jungle and there would be these like vines and this, trees everywhere and just really thick jungle. And everything, being alive, like sounds coming from all around, movement, things moving. So I was basically feeling a presence. And my first real incident was when I was really young. Most people can't believe that I can remember when I was that young, but I was about probably around 3, and I was in my room sleeping, and suddenly I remember becoming aware, or it was basically, I was told that it was a dream, but it's always stayed with me my whole life. So I was in my bed, dozing or dreaming, whatever, and suddenly there was 3 beings standing at my window. Now they were, what my child mind interpreted them as, they almost appeared to be like musicians, or, a lot of like some sort of, electronic band, rock band, whatever, right? This is going back years ago now. And they were all like, just standing there, and it was very bright. I remember it was extremely bright. They were, all 3 of them were surrounded in like a beam of light. And they, like I said, they were outside the window, and yet, when the female reached out to me, and I don't know how I knew that it was a woman, but it was, she was able to basically reach through the wall, and the way I was laying, I had my arm hanging off the bed, so my hand was kind of just laying there, like sort of open-faced, and she touched my hand, and suddenly that's kind of when I like woke, because I think even in my mind I may have thought it was a dream. I'm not sure, because I don't remember being afraid, but as soon as she touched my hand it was suddenly real. I sat up really quickly and gasped, because it just, it was all of a sudden real, and I can specifically remember her hand and her nails, very, feminine, and not scary at all or anything, quite the opposite. And when I did that, they, went back, like her hand like went back outside, and suddenly there was this booming thunder like you've never heard. It was so loud the entire house shook, and the glass on the windows actually vibrated, like it was probably the loudest sound I had ever heard. And I just freaked, right? Because, like I said, it all happened so quickly, and when the boom happened, right, when the thunder happened, there was a bright flash of lightning at the same time, and the beings literally disappeared at the same time. So that has always stayed with me. Like, I've never been able to forget that. And it's just, one of those stories that I rarely tell anybody. It's just something that's kind of stuck with me throughout my life, and as I've listened to people's stories of abductions, or, seeing UFOs and the paranormal and ghosts and spirits and, spirituality, all these different subjects, I can't help but wonder if, it wasn't something, like if it wasn't a dream. And not only that, but depending on what it was, I just find it really weird that there was suddenly a boom of thunder and then they disappear. It was almost like, almost God saying, like, leave my children alone, don't touch my childhood, right? Because that's kind of exactly how it was. So, and I've never been a church, kind of person. Like, I don't follow any specific religion, but I have studied all of them over the years, which I think is really important for people to do, because when you study all of the religions separately, they're like pieces of a puzzle, and once you put those pieces together, you form like a much greater picture. And certain, scripts from the Bible and like the Ten Commandments and things like that really start to kind of make a little more sense, even though they have been basically, altered by man, right? By man's perceptions. So it's just something that I think is possibly why I've always been interested in, like, where man came from, and it's just always been something that I've been interested in, archaeology, and as well as space. I've always been interested in aliens and UFOs, and not just the whole, not like the hype. It's more of the, they could, if there was aliens, they could actually tell us where we come from, and that to me is really would change the entire world, wouldn't it? So anyways, that's my real story, and thanks to Pop Boys for allowing me to share it. So stay tuned for the next episode of Real Stories with Pop Boys.
And thank you for sharing your story. And we want to hear your stories as well, you viewers. So if you have an interesting encounter or experience that you'd like to share, please contact us on YouTube, or through Twitter, Facebook, or we are also on the new Gab AI, gab.ai/popboys. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button and the subscribe for future episodes, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.